So let's talk about what an SBA lender is looking for in you as a borrower. They're going to evaluate a lot about you: your personal financial statement, how much cash you have, your credit score, have you ever experienced a bankruptcy or foreclosure? What's your experience like? But really, I think what an SBA lender is looking at comes down primarily to two things. What is your experience? How likely are you to be a successful operator of this business? And how much cash do you have? Now, if you have more experience, it's probably likely you won't need to bring as much cash to the deal. And if you have more cash, a lender may be more flexible with the experience that you have. But I'll say overall, the better experience fit between you and the business, the more likely it is you'll qualify for favorable financing terms. For example, if you are buying the business you already work in, or if you're buying a business in an industry you have a lot of experience in, it's more likely that you'll be able to use a seller note in part or in full towards your equity injection, and more likely that you won't have to bring as much cash into the deal. Lenders do care about how much cash you have. Typically, you'll need to bring 10% cash injection into the total project cost, and lenders also want to see you have some post-close liquidity. So they don't want to see that this deal totally wipes you out and leaves you with $0 in your bank account. So that's why I think it's safe to assume that you'll need about 15% of the total project cost, 10% to put into the deal, and then 5% left over to make up that post-close liquidity. Now, this is an area where lenders vary. Some lenders are more comfortable working with lower liquidity borrowers. Some lenders will even say, hey, if you don't have a lot of cash left over, we'll make up for that with working capital, meaning we'll give you some money as part of your deal to go right into your business bank account on day one to make up for your lower level of liquidity. You have some lenders that will be more comfortable working with less experienced borrowers. You have a lot of variability in the SBA lender space. But something that I think is important to note is SBA lenders, in my experience, don't focus as much on education. It's not required that you have a college degree or that you went to business school or you have an MBA to buy a business. If you have experience and cash, there's a good chance you can get an SBA deal done. Figuring out how to pitch yourself and your experience to a lender is really important. And that's the work I do with clients, getting to know you and your background and the business that you want to buy and positioning you in the most favorable light possible to qualify for favorable financing terms. So if you've got a business you're interested in buying, let's have a conversation. We can talk about you, your background, your liquidity, the business itself, and see if this deal is a good candidate for SBA financing.